Hi and welcome to this video. For those who are new to this channel, most of my videos are the history of places I have visited. But every now and then I do like to do something in our history that perhaps is a little bit on the odd side. Like searching the story of wife selling, which I'll put a link to that video in the description below. But for some reason I often wondered, is there a year that is classed as the worst years in history? Now, I thought perhaps the time during either the World Wars or even the time of the Black Death, which began in 1347, which is estimated to have killed around 75 to 200 million people. So with that, I typed into Google search the worst year in history, and what I came up with was not what I was expecting. In fact, the worst year in history is said to be 536 AD. The Roman army left Britain in around 410 AD to defend other parts of the Roman Empire and never returned to these shores. Britain was again invaded by tribes by Northern Europe and would in time be called the Anglo-Saxon era. Battles were fought against those invaders, but by about 600 AD, Anglo-Saxon kingdoms were established in England, so it was already a time of upheaval in England. But this is not the reason that 536 AD has been classed as the worst year in history. In fact, what happened at the end of 535 to early 536 affected many parts of the world. The year 536 is infamous among historians and scientists. Is a period of major global disruption. For example, historian Michael McCormick has called the year the beginning of one of the worst periods to be alive, if not the worst year. It marked the beginning of one of the coldest decades in recorded history. The environmental disaster, economical collapse, and social unrest makes 536 AD a chilling reminder of how vulnerable humanity is to natural calamities. The defining feature of this year was a mysterious veil of darkness that shrouded much of the northern hemisphere. Byzantine historian Procopius recorded the sun gave forth its light without brightness, like the moon, during the whole year. This phenomena led to significant drops in temperature, widespread crop failures, and mass starvation. Scientific investigations have identified massive volcanic eruptions as the likely cause. Ice core samples from Greenland and Antarctica reveals layer of volcanic sulfate corresponds to this time, suggesting that a massive eruption in Iceland or another northern location, with some websites reporting it's believed possibly 3 volcano eruptions around the same time. Iceland, often called the land of fire and ice, is renowned for its dramatic landscape shaped by glaciers and volcanoes. Having the chance to visit Iceland many years ago, it is truly a stunning place. It's positioned on the mid-Atlantic ridge where the tectonic plates diverge. Iceland is one of the most volcanically active regions on Earth. This unique setting combines the effects of plate tectonics and a hot spot beneath the island, leading to frequent eruptions. When thinking of Iceland volcanoes, the 2010 eruption caused widespread air travel disruptions across Europe, but only the largest eruptions get reported. Even as recent as the last few months, an eruption happened on Iceland. In fact, the area close to the famous Blue Lagoon has erupted many times, and I'll put a link to a great video in the description below. But this eruption in 536 AD must have been big, as it spewed ash and debris into the atmosphere. This volcanic material likely caused the persistent haze and cooling, a phenomenon known as the volcanic winter. The volcanic winter triggered dramatic climate changes. Average summer temperatures in 536 fell by as much as 2.5 degrees Celsius, making it the coolest decade in the past 2,000 years. Crops failed across Europe, the Middle East and Asia, leading to widespread famine. In China, historical records described yellow dust falling from the sky, diminishing sunlight and devastating crop failures. How scary this must have been to the people at this time. These days we would know in seconds what the cause was. In fact, the chances are, because of these areas are monitored, we would have some kind of warning that such an event was about to happen at some point. But in 536 AD, this wouldn't have been the case. In 538, the Roman statesman Cassiodorus described the following to one of his subordinates in letter 25. The sun rays were weak, and they appeared a bluish colour. At noon, no shadows from people were visible on the ground. The heat from the sun was feeble. The moon, even when full, was empty of splendour. A winter without storm, a spring without mildness, and a summer without heat. Prolonged frost, an unseasonable drought. The seasons seem to be all jumbled up together. The sky is described as blended with alien elements, just like cloudy weather, except prolonged. It was stretched like a hide across the sky, preventing the true colours of the sun and the moon from being seen, along with the sun's warmth. Frosts during harvest, which made apples harden and grapes sour. The need to use stored food to last through the situation. Subsequent letters discuss the plans to relieve a widespread famine. It also reported that snow fell that summer in China. Crops failed, people starved. The Irish chronicles record a failure of bread from the years 536 to 539. The effects of such an event would have lasted for so long. The combination of cold and hunger likely weakened populations, contributed to outbreaks of disease. Malnutrition would have become rampant, setting the stage for one of history's most devastating pandemics. The Plague of Justinian. As if the environmental disaster wasn't enough, the world was struck by this plague a few years later, beginning in 541 AD. It is estimated to have killed around 50 million people, roughly 25% of the world's population at the time. The weakened state of the global population due to famine and the climate change likely helped spread this plague. The cascading effects of 536 AD vibrated across civilizations. In Europe, the upheaval contributed to the fragmentation of social structures, further destabilizing the already weakened Roman Empire. In the Americas, archaeology evidence suggests that prolonged droughts and crop failures impacted cultures like the Maya. In Asia, societal strife and migration patterns shifted significantly, with many regions experienced population declines. The events of 536 AD underscores the profound impact that environmental factors can have on human societies. While humanity has made remarkable technological advancements, the story of 536 serves as a stark warning to civilizations in the face of natural disasters. The combination of volcanic eruptions, prolonged darkness, and widespread crop failures triggered a cascading crisis from famine and disease to social upheavals. This year, often described as the worst year to be alive, reminds us that even the most advanced societies remain vulnerable to forces beyond their control. The power of the earth is an awe-inspiring force that manifests in diverse ways, from its ability to sustain life to the raw energy of its natural phenomena. One of the most striking examples is the planet's geological power. Volcanoes erupt with molten lava, ashes and gases, reshaping the landscape and even influencing the global climate. Earthquakes caused by the shifting of plates, releasing massive amounts of energy that can alter the Earth's surface in moments. Over millennia, tectonic activity and erosions have given rise to towering mountains and deep canyons, revealing the slow yet relentless force of the Earth. The power of the planet is equally impressive. Rivers carve through rock to create majestic valleys and gorges, while oceans with their careless waves and currents sculpt coastlines and drive weather systems. This energy is also evident in more dramatic events like floods and tsunamis, which, though destructive, highlights the immense strength stored in the Earth's water systems. These processes demonstrate how water is both life-sustaining and transformative force. In the atmosphere, Earth's power takes the form of storms and wind systems that shape weather patterns. Hurricanes and tornadoes, while devastating, are examples of the dynamic between the Earth's surface and its atmosphere. Lightning and thunder, vivid displays of electrical energy, are further reminders of the raw power present in our environment. Together, these forces illustrate the Earth's ability to shape, transform, and sustain the world we inhabit. In conclusion, while the year 536 AD stands as one of the darkest periods in human history, a mysterious climate event believed to be caused by a massive volcanic eruption plunged the world into years of long, cold spells, disrupting civilizations and causing widespread famine, disease, and social upheaval. The effects of this period reshaped empires and had far-reaching consequences, not only on the people who lived through it, but also on the course of history itself. Though the exact course of the event remains a subject of debate, its impact is undeniable and reminding us of the vulnerability of human societies in the face of natural forces. As we reflect on 536 AD, we gain a deeper appreciation to the resilience of those who survived, the enduring lessons of the history that resonate today. Thank you so much for watching and supporting my channel. I truly appreciate every single one of you. Whether you're a viewer, subscriber, Patreon supporter or channel member, your continued encouragement and generosity means the world to me and allows me to keep creating content we are passionate about. I couldn't do this without you, and I am so grateful to have such an amazing community. Thank you for being part of this journey. And until the next time, stay safe.